I work hard to earn my pay, and I saved real big today at All-American Ford.
Hey everyone, it's Jason Svino, the marketing director for the All-American Auto Group, and this is episode 14 of our All-American Auto Mall and Old Bridge Updates podcast. This episode I'm going to dedicate to talking about custom trucks, performance trucks, and our project that we have going on with Jimmie Allen and his current custom lifted truck. So let's get started. All right, so when it comes to custom and performance vehicles, I know I talk a lot about how we are number one with a lot of different things, but custom and performance, we are absolutely number one in the tri-state area, and in a lot of senses, probably the East Coast. You know, when it comes to ROUSH, we're the number one ROUSH dealership in the Northeast. Same thing with Shelby and Tuscany Motors and their custom vehicles. So we're number one in the Northeast. And then, we have our own custom body shop here. That's called, we call it AAF Customs. So All American Ford Customs. And basically, each dealership or some of our bigger ones like Old Bridge, Hackensack, and Paramus, we each kind of have body shops and collision centers within, and some really talented custom and performance folks that are working for us and that are able to turn these, unique and custom pieces and make them come to life. So here in Old Bridge, when my family bought this building from Oasis Ford, or bought this dealership, I should say, from Oasis Ford, it had kind of an outdoor or a separate connected car wash, one of those drive-through car washes. And we used it for a couple of years when we started here, but then, a couple of years back, we kind of disabled it, weren't using it. We have a detail crew that works out of a larger garage in the back of our building now. But we turned that drive-through car wash into like a paint booth. And also, it's where we do a lot of our customizations and these performance vehicles and upgrades. So it's pretty interesting how far we've come. We've gotten really good at it, really fast at it with these turnarounds, and really have been just pumping out very unique pieces. So I'll kind of get into some of my favorite pieces that we've built in the past here. And then, of course, we'll talk about Jimmie Allen's truck. But first, kind of just to take you through some of the stuff that we can do. Obviously, if you go to our website, allamericanfordandoldbridge.com, and you just hover over performance vehicles, or if you're on mobile, you click it in the navigation, performance vehicles, and then you go to the bottom where it says customize your vehicle today with AAF Customs. You can kind of get a good idea of everything we do. So on the performance side of things, we can do upgrades when it comes to engine performance, exhaust performance, stuff like that. In terms of the engine, we could put a supercharger in. We have all the major ones. And then, we could put ROUSH power packs in there, ROUSH superchargers. So a lot of good options. And honestly, for all price ranges too, the ROUSH power packs, you could put one of those in for fairly cheap, a few $100 probably, and it gets you an extra boost in your horsepower, and you definitely feel it. I had one in one of my Mustangs way back that I took home for the summer, and we put a ROUSH power pack in. It was a demo vehicle, and we just tried to customize it, give it a little extra performance. So that was a lot of fun driving. But in terms of, what we could do to trucks, chase racks, custom lighting, LED light bars, obviously the lift kit. So we do kind of 2-inch lifts, sometimes for like Rangers, 4-inch lifts. The most popular 6-inch lifts for F-150s and Super Duties. We have tire and wheel packages. If you come to our location in Old Bridge, we have a really nice display near our service department that we call like the wheel wall. So it has, a whole bunch of different custom and really unique rims to choose from. And then, we have the big off-road tires that we could provide as well. So there's a lot that you could do in terms of kind of the normal stuff, custom bumpers, that kind of stuff that you do see around a lot. But I think where our body shop kind of stands apart is, I think, our creativity and uniqueness when it comes to the paint booth. And really painting some of these items on your truck. So like we do custom painted grills. A really popular option has been our F-150s and putting a custom Raptor grill on it. So it's a little different look. And then you could paint the letters within that. Just painting or blacking out emblems, whether it's the F-150 emblem, whether it's the Ford emblem on the front or the back. You could add color to it. We've been blacking out the middle of it and then outlining it with like blue or some other color. So there's a lot of different options that you could do. They're just little changes to really make your vehicle more, more unique, more noticeable. It just stands out. It's different. And a lot of this stuff can be done, kind of piecemeal, however much you want to do, or if you want to do everything. It really gives you a lot of options when it comes to how much money you're going to spend on this truck. Obviously, if you just want a couple of emblems painted, it's really not that bad, but it gives you that unique look. One of my favorite options is actually darkening out the taillights. It really gives the back of your truck or even SUV, I've done it on my Explorer before, it really gives it a aggressive stance in the back and really just a cool, sleek look. So that's one of my favorite options to do. Again, you could do that without doing anything else custom on the truck or SUV, and it's just different. And we've gotten crazy where we could paint anything. I mean, I'll talk about the Jimmie Allen truck in a little bit, but for other folks before, for our customer performance department, we paint the custom lifted springs. We paint, bed liners we could do. There's a good picture on the site that we painted a bed liner for a black truck, purple one time. So you'll see that on the website. And then the wheels, you can do a lot with painting those rims. And again, I'll talk about that a little bit more with Jimmie Allen. And the last thing you'll see on our site about it is kind of our blackout packages. Those are our most popular. So you'll see some pictures on our website about that, whether it's blacking out, like I said, the emblems. We could black out the whole grill. There's a picture of an Explorer on there. So the blackout package is pretty popular on the Explorer and the F-150. We black out the wheels, darken the taillights, stuff like that. So a lot of different options and a pretty good idea for the holidays too. If you're looking for a gift for somebody, your husband, your wife, a significant other, your son, your daughter that has a vehicle that maybe just wants to, change it up a little bit, make it a little bit more exciting. Send them here for a free estimate and we'll kind of lay stuff out, let you know our options. It could be a cool gift idea where it's something different and, you'll be able to pick from basically a menu of different things that we're able to provide for it. And also on our website, under the Performance Vehicles tab in the navigation, you could click Learn More about AAF Customs and Recent Builds. So, and I got to update this with some new pictures, so I will. But you can see a lot of our old builds on here and just get some ideas. There's a couple that really stand out on here and just different ones. You could see on the site that we could do custom leather interior. So there's a couple cool pictures about that. The different color emblems we could do and everything. And on that page, you'll be able to see too, kind of some of the ROUSH performance vehicles we've had, some of the Shelby vehicles we've had. The Harley Davidson trucks have been very popular. So there's a lot of cool stuff to check out. Again, just a lot of different options. And the big thing too to remember is that this kind of stuff is happening, with just basically anybody at this point. You don't need to be like a celebrity or a super rich person to get any of this stuff. Like I mentioned, it's just these small customizations make a big difference. We have people bringing in their Explorer, even their Escape, Edges, obviously F-150, Ranger all the time, and just getting these small customizations to be a little bit different. And what we tell everybody that I think has been a perception issue in the past and that might scare off people a little bit is, if they lease a vehicle, they're afraid to do any upgrades to it. But what we always tell people is that these upgrades that we do through our body shop are considered upgrades in the eyes of Ford Motor Company. So you actually don't get a penalty on your lease when you return it. So there's nothing to worry about there. And then when you purchase a vehicle or finance it, these upgrades will increase the resale value of it. So there's really nothing to worry about from that standpoint of it. So even if you're in year one of a lease, of a 3-year lease, don't feel like you're stuck and you just want to get to the end of the lease and then maybe you'll do customizations on your next one. We tell customers, obviously, don't wait and get it done, enjoy it for the rest of the lease, because a lot of times you don't know if you're going to be buying out that lease. You might purchase it yourself and then you could have these customizations all along. So there's really not much to worry about anymore with the lease penalties and the resale value, because these are considered upgrades and they will increase the value of your resale. And then, you're not going to get a penalty. So there's nothing to worry about with the lease. And that's the customization part of our AAF customs. Obviously, like I said before too, ROUSH and Shelby were some of the bigger dealers in the country when it comes to those two. And then there's this thing called Tuscany Motors Company, which was purchased by Fox Factory. And they're very close in terms of a partnership with Ford Motor Company and also Shelby of America. So basically they produce like the FTX trucks, the Black Ops trucks, and then this year, which is new for Ford, which is exciting that we've ordered some, is Badlands Edition trucks. So we really look forward to getting those in, and then we got to replenish our ROUSH and Shelby inventory, because with COVID and the production issues this past summer, we've basically sold out of a lot of our performance vehicles, and they're starting to trickle in. So, keep checking. I post like crazy on social media when we get them in, but I think early next year, you'll see us getting a ton of them back in and really get back to our inventory levels that we're used to being at. It's going to be exciting because there's new things from ROUSH too, whether it's, their ROUSH Ranger, and then a couple other cool things they've got down the pipeline. And then the Shelby trucks and Shelby Mustangs are always super popular here. We always try and order a ton of them. One of the cooler stories of somebody purchasing one of our Shelby trucks was Shaquille O'Neal, the basketball star. So he came into one of our northern stores and saw this beautiful bright red Shelby F-150 and bought it. And a funny story with that is that we actually had to, because he's so tall, we had to rip up the carpet in that and actually extend his seat and the tracks that seat goes on, because he was too big to fit in the driver's side. So that was pretty funny. So that was one of the more unique things we've done. But there's just exciting things that are coming out from these brands. And then, when we build our own, we're trying to build kind of new and different stuff too. So one of the coolest things we've built was this Hulk Mustang, where we put a ROUSH supercharger in it and made it 755 horsepower. And it was a Hulk Mustang because it was all black, and we had really nice like green metallic tints in the emblems. And then we had a racing stripe that had 2 green skinny metallic tips going down the sides. So it was a really unique look. We actually built it and we had it out front. It was about to go in our showroom, and it was a father-son combination. They walked in to get, I think, a Ranger for his son, and the father saw it and was like, I have to have that. That's awesome. And he bought it on the spot. So I don't even think it ever made it to our website. I don't even know if we got a good set of pictures from it. We will definitely be building another one of those next year. Mustang inventory took a hit with the production issues with COVID, and probably wait until about the spring when Mustangs, are at the height of inventory levels and popularity. But that was a cool one we did. We did a Stormtrooper F-250 where, it was completely just a whiteout package, lifted F-250, looked amazing. That was a really cool one. So we have a lot of these examples on the website. Check them out. We stock a bunch, so we try and make unique and creative ones to stock. And then you could build one from scratch. It doesn't have to be one that you own that you want to customize. If your lease is coming up or you're ready to buy a new one, we will work with you and sit down with you and completely build, a brand new, really personalized truck for you. So just a lot of options we have as a dealership right now, being so big in the custom and performance space. So let's get into Jimmie Allen. So Jimmie Allen is this very talented country artist. We met about 2.5 years ago. I think it was right before he released his album Best Shot. And, that was a hit single for a while back then. We had met him right before that. I believe his agent sat next to one of our employees on a plane, and they got to talking and how Jimmie loves F-150s and Ford and needed a truck. So the partnership kind of materialized from there. And what it turned into was that we built him a custom truck. So he gave us some, ideas. He wanted it black. He wanted to honor one of his friends who passed away, who loved Batman. So we kind of made it this yellow and black Batman edition Jimmie Allen F-150. So there's pictures of it all over the place on our website, and a lot of video on social media back then when we built it, and we actually had delivered it to his house in Nashville. And then from there, he actually came to our dealership here in Old Bridge, so All American Ford in Old Bridge, and did a military appreciation concert where we were allowed to invite, a certain amount of ex-military, current military, stuff like that. And it was just fantastic. It happened in our showroom. We actually built him a custom stage. We had rented sound equipment and stuff. And it was like a really nice production, big crowds here. Everybody had such a great time. It was actually on St. Patrick's Day because that's what worked out with his schedule that year with traveling. And so it was this really cool concert here. Definitely one that he still says is one of the most unique venues that he's ever played at. Obviously, a car dealership showroom is not somewhere that you usually have a concert. But that was really cool. And then, he would post about us every once in a while when he was in his truck and stuff. So we always appreciated the social media attention from that. But we kind of kept the relationship going. And, that black truck that we had built him was actually a 2-year lease. And he liked it so much that he purchased it outright. So he now owns it as of this month, or I should say November. And, he wanted a second truck. So we had spoken to him about what customizations he wanted with that one. And so for this one, he wanted white and gold, which as a color combination for a truck is definitely not something you see every day. But basically, we had it just got delivered to him yesterday as of this podcast being recorded on Thursday the 3rd. So we are going to be releasing a lot of really cool videos and footage and pictures, of him receiving that white truck. And it's cool, too, because he brought the black truck with him when we delivered the white one. So he's got both trucks there, 2 completely different, styles and customizations. And the video is going to be really cool because with his white one, we did stuff that we've almost never really done before. It's probably the most unique interior I've ever seen. So we took it was a white truck. And obviously the exterior, was pretty easy for us in terms of just painting everything gold. So you'll see there's gold accents in the grill. We did a gold step to get into the truck, gold emblems and stuff like that. You'll see that we painted some stuff gold within the lift kit itself and under the vehicle itself. So there's a lot of cool aspects to the outside. The interior was a charcoal, so a dark interior. And what we did was we took out a lot of, anything that was plastic or removable within the inside, basically. We removed it, painted it, put it back. So there's a lot of white and then, little hints of gold on the inside too. So it's really cool. Definitely very different. Jimmie wanted white leather seats, which again, not very common at all. So we had to do special custom white seats. That was really cool. So you'll see pictures of those too. We did the stitching of his 2 sons in the headrest because we had done something similar with his black truck. So he really liked that. And then with this one, we went a little crazy with the lighting package. So, on the black truck, we had these kind of smaller yellow lights within the wheel well to kind of emphasize the lift kit. But this time he kind of wanted to go a little bit bigger. So we kind of went a little crazy with the custom lights. And again, you'll see in the pictures and videos, but you could have them flashing different colors. You could basically set them to whatever color you want. It's all throughout the bottom of the truck. The wheel wells even comes through a little bit in the grill, which is pretty cool. So one of our more unique pieces for sure. And, Jimmie was very, very happy with it. He's really excited about this new truck. So he's going to have both trucks now. And, like I said, we'll have a nice little video series kind of explaining all that with the background, showing the actual build and the painting of some of the aspects of his white truck. And then, he did some footage for us in terms of receiving his new white truck, and then, kind of talking about some of the different aspects of it. So that was a really cool project with Jimmie Allen. And I think we're going to try and get him back here for another concert. I know with COVID, it might be a little difficult. Not sure if it'll happen in 2021 or maybe it happens in 2022, but we definitely want to get him back here for another concert in our showroom. So that'll be really cool, and we're excited about that. He's already agreed to do it, so he wants to do it as well. So, we'll kind of see what happens with that, and obviously I'll keep everybody posted with it. But definitely look out for those videos on our YouTube pages, our Facebook pages. We'll be starting to post some content today, and then, throughout next week, there'll be a lot of stuff up there for sure. All right, so that kind of wraps up everything I really wanted to say with custom performance, the Jimmie Allen update. But you could find all of this information on our website, allamericanfordinoldbridge.com. We have a separate website as well, aafcustoms.com, that has all of our custom information and our inventory for the entire group, so all of our locations. So there's some extra inventory on that site. So check it out if you're interested in custom and performance vehicles. All right, so let's get into the NFL picks. It was definitely a crazy week. COVID delays and postponements definitely took a toll on some of the teams and the scheduling aspect of it, really. So I had, for my 3 levels of confidence tiered picks, I lost the Shelby F-150, which was the Giants. They won, but they didn't cover the spread of 5.5. I won my other 2, though, the Falcons and the 49ers. I had both of them getting points, so they were underdogs, and both of them actually won outright, so that was good. So I went 2-1 with those picks, and then I did pick the Thanksgiving Day games with the Steelers one getting pushed back and the COVID issues and the spread changing so much. I kind of just let that one go, but I went 1-2 with the other ones, 1-1 with the other 2 games. So brings my total record to 21-17, a 55% winning percentage, basically. Not bad against the spread. Definitely want to get it back to that 60 mark and above. So for this week, Shelby F-150 pick of the week, I'm taking the Packers -9 over the Eagles. I think they crushed them this week in Lambeau. My Explorer level pick of the week is going to be the Cardinals getting a field goal against the Rams. And then Echo Sport pick of the week is the Lions getting a field goal over the Bears. So that's my picks. Hope everybody enjoys this podcast, all the content we're putting out on social media. And, I'll be back next week.
Well, everyone can